seeing all the things that tourists see. And they're in a town some of you might recognize. And they come upon a strange building that captures their imagination. And when they're given the chance to learn more about it, how could they resist? And so join us and join these two couples as they walk around seeing sights.
George, stand over there by that statue for me, will you?
Oh, not another picture, Carol. You'll wear your camera out at this rate.
Would you please stop arguing with me? The light's perfect.
All right.
I can't believe we nearly missed this place.
Oh, that's what I love about backpacking. Sometimes you discover a hidden gem. I think this town counts as that. It's got a charm to it.
I'm starting to see why you love traveling around so much.
It took you long enough.
I wouldn't mind living in a town like this.
Really? I mean, I like it and all, but I think it might be too small. I want to be able to buy a coffee at 3 in the morning, you know? I get the feeling everything shuts down here after 11.
Oh, well, I think it's perfect. Plenty to do and see, but it hasn't lost its picturesque small town feel. Life would be pretty relaxing here. I suppose it doesn't matter. I don't think I'll ever get my dream of living in a quaint little town near the coast.
And why's that?
Because where you live, I live, honey.
Don't I know it? Seriously, though, I'm glad you came with us this time.
Hey, Ivy, you might like this place more than you think. Check out that building over there.
Now that's more like it. I should ask them for a job.
Maybe I'll get my wish yet.
I love the Art Deco sign. Wyndham Radio, straight out of the 1920s by the looks of it. You three pose under it. I want to get a few photos.
We should start charging you modelling fees.
No fees, George. Just a few photos for us to show our kids someday.
You guys aren't having kids, are you?
Oh, you kept that one close to your chest.
Well, not yet. But we're thinking about it. I just have to make sure that Carol doesn't go flying around the country too much.
No, it's a hard job being such a successful photographer.
Yeah, but someone's got to do it. Oh, Sharon, look up at that building for me, will you? And George, for once in your life, would you smile, please?
Have you got enough photos, Carol?
Yeah, you captured all these priceless moments yet?
Yeah, I'm hungry. Looks like there are a couple of nice restaurants around here.
Well, just a few more shots and then I'll buy you all lunch.
Oh, Carol, come on. You're supposed to be on holiday.
Oh, see that church down there?
Yeah?
Well, I want to get a few shots of it. It's been on my mind since we passed it earlier.
Why?
Well, when we walked by it, I noticed something a wee bit strange about it.
Well, like what?
Oh, come on, I'll show you. Here we are.
And it's a church.
A grotesque one by the looks of it. Look at those statues up on the ledge there, and on the steeple.
Oh, honey, gargoyles. They're called gargoyles.
I know. I may not have traveled the world, Ivy, but I'm not that stupid.
So what's so special about this church, Carol?
Yeah, take your photos already. I'm starving.
Don't you notice anything strange about it?
Well, it looks old.
Exactly.
I could do with the clean. The stonework's seen better days.
Look above the door between those two warped figures.
1328?
Okay, so it's really old.
And look at the engraving underneath the gargoyle by the window.
Barchester. That rings a bell, Barchester. Lake District?
No, Bristol.
Bristol.
Oh, sorry, Barchester's a town in England. A friend of mine did a shoot there once. What I want to know is, what is a 14th century church from England doing here in Windarn?
Yeah, you got me. Maybe it's not from England. Maybe the date and name means something else. But I will admit, there's something about it. Like the steeple is leering down at us, and those faces on the stone figures. I don't like this place, old or not.
This church shouldn't be here.
Your friend is quite right, you know.
Jesus Christ, you scared the crap out of me.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just listening to your friend's keen observations about the age and origin of the church.
My name's Carol. I'm his wife, actually.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm glad someone as eagle-eyed as you had the good fortune to walk by the old church. It doesn't get the attention it deserves these days.
So you know something about the church?
I should say so. I'm the caretaker for the old place. Would you like to see inside?
We should be on our way. We were just about to get a bite to eat, and
I'm
then...
sure we can spare a few minutes, Sharon. I'm kind of curious too.
Yeah, we'll be in and out, and then I'll buy you a lunch.
See, you keep saying that, and yet my stomach is still empty.
Yeah, well, the sooner we're in, the sooner we're out.
We'd love to come in and have a look around, if that's okay.
Oh, I'd be delighted. This way, please. Now, come this way. This is the main hall. As you can see, while the church is no longer used for services, we've preserved it as much as possible.
This place is great.
I feel like I just stepped into the Dark Ages.
Empty stalls give me the creeps. And check out some of the stone figures up on the ceiling. They're just as bad as the ones outside. Why would someone make something like that?
Hey, be respectful, guys.
Oh, that's okay. The church is quite striking, one way or another.
Do you mind if I take some photos?
Oh, not at all.
Great.
Hey guys, now Carol's in her element. Why don't we sneak back out into the sunshine?
I heard that, George. I can't believe some of these stained glass windows. They're beautiful.
Yes, the sun really lights them up. The glass depicts the history of the church and was installed during the 17th century before it was moved.
Moved?
Yes, you see, the church was brought to Windarm some 300 years after its construction.
The entire church? Why not just build one from scratch?
Well, the people of Barchester took exception to the place, and those who used the church was almost ruined through vandalism, but thankfully, superstition kept it from being completely destroyed.
Why would someone go out of their way to bring something so ugly here?
Well, one of the founders of Windham Town was interested in history, and he knew of the Barchester Church. He bought it from the Church of England and organized for it to be transported back here piece by piece and then put together again. The church was restored to its former glory, with the addition of the stained glass windows, which tell a story or two about the building's origins and closely resemble accounts of the original glass.
Yeah, that window over there is pretty graphic. I didn't think religious folk would allow something like that.
Yes. This window depicts the myth surrounding the church.
And it's a bloody one by the looks of it.
Quite.
Is that
A beheading, yes.
Oh wow, they really didn't hold back on the blood, did they? It's unsettling.
Why is that, miss?
I mean, apart from the obvious, it's so detailed. It's like whoever made the glass saw this scene for real, and then immortalized it up there.
a photograph before there were photographs?
It's as if it actually happened.
Oh, it did happen.
Jesus, really?
So, who was beheaded? I can see the body, but no head.
Well, his name was Dane. This window over here, you can see him working diligently before his untimely death.
So he was a sculptor?
Of sorts, yes. He gathered and manipulated clay and stone, making building materials for the people of Barchester during the early 1300s. But soon his mind turned to creating other things.
That statue over there. Or that window. Dane looks like he's making a statue.
Yes, miss, that's right. You see, he became renowned for his creations, many which appeared so vivid, so unearthly, that whispers spread against him, rumors, accusations, at a time when such claims could be fatal.
Oh, Dane must have been accused of something terrible to have been beheaded like that. I mean, all those people watching, cheering on his executioner.
He was accused of occultism, dabbling in the dark arts and such. Many of his statues populated the streets of Barchester, even some gardens of its citizens. Soon, though, people claimed that the statues were too lifelike.
Are there any of these statues left?
I'd love to photograph them.
Well, if you follow me downstairs, I can show you the remnants of his work.
I don't know. I think I'm done with this place. It doesn't feel right. Can we go?
Excuse my girlfriend's attitude. She doesn't get out much.
Oh, that's quite all right. Even I feel that the church has an oppressiveness to it. One must spend extended time here to appreciate it fully.
I'd really like to leave now.
Yeah, I think I'll join you. Carol, have you got enough photos?
Downstairs, are there really pieces of Dane's work still there?
Yes, and I'm sure they would make for some fascinating images.
Oh, I'm sold. Lead on.
Carol,
Not you two, George. Aren't you even slightly interested to see what's down there?
being in this church is enough, but being underneath it? Don't like the sound of that.
Let's go back outside.
Well, you suit yourselves. I'm going downstairs to get a few shots and then I'll catch up with you later.
All right, I'll go with you.
You're not going to abandon me, are you, Sharon? Where I go, you go, remember?
I guess so.
Well, splendid. It's through these doors.
Oh, steep steps.
It's pitch black down there.
We'll have to take some of these candles, as downstairs was never electrified. There. Now stay close to me. These candles should provide just enough light.
Well, thank God my camera has a flash.
Now follow me, please. Don't wander off in the dark. It's easy to get lost.
Oh, it's cold down here.
Yes, the stone walls of the crypt are meant to keep things cold.
Crypt?
Yes. Oh, here we are, yes. This is the main chamber beneath the church.
Look, in the alcoves along the walls. Some of them are empty, but some have...
Statues. They're huge, about 8 feet tall by the looks of them. And my God, they're behind us too. They're everywhere.
9 statues in all. It was once hoped that each of these alcoves would be filled with examples of Dane's arts. Alas, this is all that remains.
They look warped. Each of them like a person, but twisted somehow. I mean, what are they supposed to be?
Well, they're people. At least how Dane himself saw humanity. These are the last pieces of his work in existence, sculpted by his own hand over 600 years ago. They were then transported here when the church was rebuilt long after his death.
What happened to them? They look broken.
Well, when the townsfolk accused Dane of dealing in the occult, an angry mob destroyed most of the statues. These few examples managed to survive, although, as you can see, 3 of them are missing a hand, a few have their faces broken in. Oh, it's a travesty against Dane's art.
I have never seen anything like them. Well, stand back, everyone, while I take a few shots.
Oh, what's the flash, Carol? You almost blinded me.
Oh, don't be such a big baby. I'm nearly done.
And these statues. These are why Dane was beheaded? Because he built them? Man, superstition sucks.
It was superstition, yes, but mainly fear, the great motivator. When Dane was killed, the townsfolk were unconvinced that his evil had been washed away. Indeed, the legend has it that a mark remained on the ground where his blood had seeped from his neck. So they built this church on the spot where he was beheaded, built with one purpose, to keep Dane's legacy at bay. But some evils can never be covered up.
Well, I suppose that explains the horrid gargoyles. I guess they were there to scare off anything that remained.
Oh, indeed, but superstition waged its war as usual. Stories began being told, whispers. People claimed that something had tainted the church.
Carol, I would love to have a beer right now and get out into the sunshine. Have you got enough photos?
Look, just a few more. But I can't believe I've never heard of this place. I've never seen anything like these statues that I could do an exhibition on them.
Ivy, can we go now?
In a second, there's one thing I'm a little confused about.
Oh?
If the town tried to destroy all of Dane's work, why didn't they finish the job? I mean, the ones down here are a little worse for wear, but they survived.
Well, there were some who were admirers of Dane's work. They thought it sacrilegious for such craftsmanship to be destroyed. Some even dabbled in the occult themselves, in secret, of course.
So the place built to cover up Dane's legacy became a sort of shrine to him.
Of sorts, yes.
Fascinating.
Please, can we go?
Okay, just one more shot.
Wait. Did any of you see that?
See what?
I thought I saw one of the statues move.
Don't be silly.
Carol, are you okay?
I thought I saw it too.
You're both just seeing things. Let's get out of here before we're committed.
The candles went out.
Shit, I can't see a thing. Keep hold of my hand, Ivy.
What the hell is that?
Where's the caretaker?
I'm still here, and here we shall all remain.
This has to be a joke.
What the hell is that noise?
We've got to get out of here.
Feel around for the stairs.
It stopped.
Carol, use the flash on your camera so we can see.
I never did fully introduce myself.
Who are you?
They built this place to contain me and my works, but the stain of my blood can never be erased. What statues each of you shall make.
Carol, your flash!
Trying.
My name is Dane. Welcome to my house.
Carol!
Got it.
Oh god, the statues!